What's going on, Westworld fans? Johnny B. Crazy here. Today, let's talk a little bit of Westworld Season 3 predictions. It's going to be a pretty short and sweet video. We'll talk a little bit about what I think Aaron Paul's going to do and what his role will be in the upcoming seasons. Also, we'll talk about what I think Dolores is going to do in Season 3, Bernard, and as well Maeve. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and without further ado, let's get right on into this. Aaron Paul, as we know, has been cast for the Westworld series, and we know he's going to be a mainstay for the series in general. So what will his role be? Could he be a Delos member? We're showing him being young, and so he is a young man, possibly in his 30s to 40s. Also, you have to take into account, could he be Ford's brother from the past? But I don't think that will make him a mainstay in the series. So I would go either he's an average human or he's a board member of Delos, and going to be very important. I'm hoping he's a good guy. My thoughts is he's going to be Dolores' love interest and something that kind of brings her back to reality. I don't think he's going to be a host. I think he's going to be a human. Or he could be a human that ultimately chooses to be a host after falling in love with Dolores. That would be a nice little plot twist. You know, because Dolores has to come back to reality. And this is going to be my segue into Dolores. You know, we have, suppose she took the pearls from the park. We have her bringing Bernard back. And we know that she's going to have to play a game of politics, so to speak, with the board members. At least that's what I think. We're going to see a lot of the outside world, and she's going to infiltrate the Delos Corporation like she already has with Hell. We know that Hell is a different host at this point. So Dolores, before creating Bernard, has already infiltrated Delos. I mean, she did it when she was Hell and left the park. So that leaves a big time gap from when she was able to make Bernard. Now she says she chose to make Bernard because she needed him to win this war. That she possibly simulated the events in the Forge, right? But maybe this Aaron Paul character has something to do with her bringing Bernard back, knowing that Bernard is more empathetic towards humans. There's definitely a bigger game afoot here, especially with the Bernard factor. And as far as Dolores, I do believe she's going to come back to reality. Her two personalities of Wyatt and Dolores Abernathy are going to merge together. That's just my opinion. You can tell me what you think in the comments. We'll segue to Bernard since Dolores has made her. From what we know, Bernard is outside the park. If he's outside the park, he will be interacting with real humans, so to speak. We've seen the rich and powerful, and we know that that's all that there really is in Westworld. So the best of humanity has not been represented in this show, and I do believe that we will see very good human beings. I know we have Felix, and he is a great human, and we will see him in the park next season. From what I've heard, we're going to get 75% outside world, 25% the park, but who knows? It could change. As far as Bernard, it's kind of hard to say what he will do, but I have a feeling that it's been foreshadowed through many scenes that he may revert back to the Arnold narrative, so to speak, and think that maybe all hosts don't deserve to live. I know Arnold wanted to basically put them out of their misery, but we've seen Dolores, and in season 2, him being made too true to form, and we know Bernard doesn't necessarily agree with Ford's opinions on humans. Now, did this change in season 2? Possibly. But I do believe that in a shocking twist, maybe not in season 3, I think it's going to build up to it, Bernard is going to try to kill all the hosts and himself, and ultimately be on humanity's side in the end. Which we know he's going to be on humanity's side. That wouldn't be a big twist. But him completely going against the hosts. Because I feel like what happened to Elsie is going to really affect him. I do hope he brings back Elsie, but I think that's a real long shot. But if we are to believe you live as long as the last person who remembers you, I can't think of anyone Bernard was closer to than Elsie. So if he was to bring someone back, I would think Elsie. Like I said, these are pretty early predictions, short and sweet. So we'll segue right into Maeve, and we know that Felix and Sylvester were charged with decommissioning her and sending her to cold storage. I mean, you know Maeve's coming back. Kind of the question is, are they going to bring Hector and Armistice back? Because it seems like they're cleaning up everything. Now, we know as long as the pearl's intact that they can still remake the hosts. But the problem is the forge and the cradle are gone. And do they have a backup? I know that they're gonna reopen the park, so they're gonna have to probably use the old hosts' pearls and data for the time being until they can create another forge. That makes me think they're gonna bring everyone back who hasn't been shot in the head. So yeah, we're gonna get Maeve back, but are Hector and Armistice gonna come back? I think they are, but we're not gonna see the Doppelbots possibly ever again. Maeve is gonna end up trying to get out of the park, I believe, for sure. And I think Bernard's gonna try to get back into the park. He's gonna need access and a way to do things. Also, Dolores needs access to the park. She needs a place to cultivate hosts. So Maeve's mission will be to get out of the park. I do think she's going to try to free as many hosts that are left as possible and bring them with her. Now, is Maeve completely against humanity? I don't think so. I think she is going to let both sides live. She wants freedom for both. You know, I think she believes that they can live peacefully either alongside one another, or they make their own separate worlds, so to speak. If Maeve's goal ultimately was to leave the park as Ford intended and to integrate into society, does that mean Maeve is capable of breeding with humans? Or what? Is she just supposed to be immortal and live outside the world forever? What are Ford's plans? Well, I think it wouldn't be insane, given the whole DNA aspect of Season 2, to believe that Maeve is capable and fertile. Now, you say, wait, she was a prostitute. She's had sex with Hector. Well, I think the code can be turned on or off. I believe there possibly could be a setting to when she gets outside the park. This is a long shot, and this is my Johnny B. Crazy theory of the day, is that Maeve is fertile with human or human host hybrid. I can't think of many other reasons why Ford would want her to leave, except to be free and maybe live a full life. But knowing Ford, Maeve has a bigger purpose than that. And I believe she's going to be the one that unites humanity and hosts. And how Maeve is able to instantly read a person based on body language and facial expressions. Just how intuitive she is. And she knew Felix was a good person. She knows Sylvester's an asshole. So she would be a good judge of character to know which humans are worthy, in a sense. But would she do that? You know, she's very into free will, and that's something that's ingrained in her and has to have been ingrained in her by Ford. And that is what is a conundrum. Why would Ford make one of her core drives free will, or the option to give people free will? Possibly because that's his option at the end, and it was all a facade. in season 1 and season 2, and he just wants the host to be free. And I will expand on that further. As far as Maeve, yes, she is the mother, and she is going to be the uniter of host and humanity. I would like to know what you think in the comments. Please drop a like, share, subscribe, but let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen with Dolores, Bernard, and Maeve. Who do you think Aaron Paul is going to play? And also, what the hell is going to happen in season 3? What's Ford's master plan? I'll be making future videos on it later, and any suggestions for videos in the comments would be greatly appreciated. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. Much love. This is Johnny Be Crazy, signing off.